Oh. And now a terror scene has shown up. Alright, we have 7 Elder Signs. Technically, we have a higher number of Elder Signs than Doom, but the Doom track finishes sooner, so that's a problem. We need 13 Elder Signs. Yeah. Every time it reaches one of these, the monster spawns. So he needs 5 Doom tokens, and I need 6 Elder Signs. So we're slightly behind on that number. This is why I so carefully avoid any scenario that punishes you with the Doom token, unless it looks like I could really, really nail it. How's your inventory doing? Yeah. I'm pretty sure in the early game I wasted some of my glyph lockers because I didn't fully understand that you could use your party members first, and just the interface in general I just needed to walk through. This game doesn't have a proper tutorial, and that's just kind of a bummer, because if it had a proper tutorial, then you could get familiarized with how to actually physically play the game, not just know the rules. I have a monster killer! That's why I want to farm spells, is the locks are nice, but a freaking monster killer is great. So I should go hunting for a monster. So which of these monsters do I think is blocking the most important thing? Please do not touch the exhibits. Ooh! Oh, wait, that's terror, not a monster. But 2 Elder Signs if you succeed. But if you fail, you get a Doom token, and you lose 1 of each. You also lose 1 of each if you succeed. And if you partially succeed, you lose one of them, and then also 1 of each. So it's a rough one. But the damage is worth it for 2 Elder Signs, so I'm gonna hop in on this as soon as I can. Oh, fuck. But the terror is Doom +1. That's every time you roll a terror. Admittedly, your goal is to roll 2 terrors, so if you roll 2 terrors, you complete this objective, and then they don't count towards hurting you with Doom. But if you roll 1 terror, you better have a way to get rid of it. And if you roll 3 terrors, well, the first time it's fine because you complete this objective and get 2 Elder Sign. Well, you complete this objective and the terror doesn't apply. But when you try and get those skulls and you rolled some terrors in the process, so this guy would be a bad person to do this with. With this one, I would want to. Well, you might be able to use a clue to re-roll the terrors and then have them not count. I'm not really sure how that breaks down with the rules lawyering, but I think you can just get rid of them. But my go-to would definitely be to attack this objective with either the guy who turns terrors into skulls, both because it helps him solve this part and because it helps him get rid of terrors, but preferably just using the woman who's immune to terror would be a go-to, because then I don't have to worry about this risk. I just have to worry about the dying part, because holy shit. Well, this one has a terror effect and a monster, because fuck me, apparently. All it gives you is a clue, but we can get rid of the monster. And that's something that I'm capable of doing. This would be a trivially easy roll, just getting 6 investigation. I mean, I say that, but RNG can fuck you no matter what. This one would give me access to an elsewhere, which is what I want for my other character. And this one gives me an Elder Sign, but also gives me another monster, just adding to the problem. Also, there's a decent chance I wouldn't succeed anyway at getting through this whole gauntlet. I'm gonna go for this one. So I do want to accomplish... I want to create the warp, the voids for my other character to exploit. Gate to elsewhere. At first, the portrait's colors simply seemed deeper and richer, but soon it was apparent that the facade had become a reality, and the canvas had been replaced by a doorway. I mean, all things considered, this might be one of the better... Yeah, this might be one of the better Lovecraft games I've played, just because of the uncertainty and concerns. Interesting, I have to roll first, which is actually to my advantage, because for all I know, I might accidentally roll when I need to destroy the monster. I didn't, but it's possible. Could have happened. Yeah, I'm not going to believe in the RNG here of me magically rolling those 2 and those 2 with only... yeah, both of those things happening with only 2 dice of error available. Let's kill the riot. I get 2 money. Oh yeah, and killing the riot with a card instead of fighting the riot means I don't lose 1 health. Because it was gonna hurt me too. We'll destroy you, but preserve you. Now I just need to roll 1 scroll. Come on, game. Don't do that shit to me again. Okay. I was gonna say, we've had some encounters in the past where the game just won't give me any. And yellow is locked. Thanks. Michael McGlynn. The whole point of her ability is to get the yellow and red for free, but that doesn't work if they lock it. +1 doom for every investigator with 0 sanity. Well, it's a good thing I don't have any freaking insanity. If I remember correctly, the way this manifests in the original game is that I think there's a deck of things that are the Haster effects, or whatever monster you're fighting at the time. And basically every time it lands on a monster, I think you get a monster, but every time it lands on not a monster, you draw a card from the deck and find out what random effect happens, in this case being +1 doom for every investigator that's become insane. Thankfully I've kept them all alive. So no doom today. Hooray. But yeah, midnight strikes every 4 turns, and we have to worry about that. That's why we gotta be aggressively seeking Elder Signs. How bad's the Abyss? Oh. Oh. Ah. Good news, 2 Elder Signs. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Bad news, you lose 2 sanity and a heart, but most importantly, it's 5 precise things that have to happen, which means it's kind of hard to pull off. What kind of backup did she... Okay, she has 3 clues. That'll definitely help, but we want to give her the yellow dice. So we really want to unlock this one, if we can, so the yellow dice goes back to being available. Oh, good. Oh god, Herald of the King. You need to roll 3 investigation, then 3 investigation, then 4 investigation, all back to back. And the first 2 cost a sanity. And then failing on the 3rd one costs a sanity, if you make it that far. And that will kill him because he has 3 total sanity. Great. Even at full health he's in trouble here. And mostly he has yellow and red dice adders as a hand. He doesn't have any clues, so he can't re-roll over and over again. He just has to keep rolling again while losing a dice. He'll get 1 bonus die in the form of a red dice, because red is not locked. And he can lock 1 here and 1 on himself, which is somewhat helpful. He still has to nail it. He still has to manage a 3, a 3, and a 4, which is at minimum 4 dice. Not at minimum. This could be a red. This could be a wild dice. But yeah, if we fail, he dies. That's pretty bad. I don't know if it's worth trying that one, as opposed to like fighting a monster or something. That's the one we're not doing as him. These are getting hard. But yeah, we have 2 Elder Signs here and 2 Elder Signs in the vision. That would take us from 7 to 11, which those 2 objectives being defeated would then mean that we have enough to nearly win. But that doesn't necessarily make it a good idea to risk him. He doesn't even have a special advantage at doing this. It's just the fact that he has 1 item. How many clues, though? Yeah, he has no clues, right. If he had clues, I'd go for it. But all he can do is turn something into a peril, which isn't even one of the objectives, and he can't use his red dice. So he's not very advantaged, and the risk is that he dies. Just outright. That's the Abyss. We want her to do this one because it requires a lot of dice, pulling off really specific effects. I hate that the monster's hiding at the end of this sequence, so you can't even kill the monster. Yeah, this is arguably one of the ones that he's best equipped to do, but I really want to be a coward and focus on a character that's immune to doom, because I really see this getting out of hand really quick. This is a scenario that could kill me, and like this is a campaign ending scenario. This one's arguably less risky because I can turn the terrors into skulls if I only roll one at a time, but otherwise he loses a trophy. But we want to get it out of here because it's not a very good thing. Yeah, we just have to play the risks. I want that yellow dice unlocked. Okay. We'll have to risk the loss of trophies. Because I can't leave every terror effect for the terror character, and the other terror effect is way worse. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 dice that have to nail it. And you can hold 1. I guess I don't want to roll too many dice, because if I roll too many dice, that can be so many terror effects. So let's hope for 1 terror or less. There's 1 terror. We're gonna turn that into a skull. Now there's no longer a terror. Yay. And then I take 1 heart damage and get some money, so that's nice. And the monster's dead. I think all monsters are worth like 2 gold every time, basically. I would love to complete this, but they won't let me. Yep. Unfortunate that I already rolled the right amount, but hey. Ones? Really? Getting it with 3 dice is kind of fucky. But I can't. Am I not allowed to bring any more dice in this late into the sequence? Right, I gotta destroy 1. Can I do it now? I can do it now. Fuck, you can't, the red and yellow doesn't work in conjunction with each other. Fuck, because it's locked. It still lets you play the card though, huh? I thought it was letting me play yellow cards too. That's why I was confused. Fuck, and then I just rolled it, and I rolled straight 3s just to nullify the item use entirely. I could have sworn it was saying I could use my reds and my yellows as cards, which is why I was confused why it was saying... I was confused why it was saying I could use my yellows when it's supposed to be locked. So I was thinking maybe item cards can bypass that restriction, and maybe it's just locked for her going there, for example, but I guess not. Really? So now yellow is double locked, because of course it is. What a pain. This one also gives an elder sign. Skull, scroll, and then 2 investigations. Not the hardest ever, but not exactly easy. You still have no items, huh? My hope was that you would take this out. Which if you succeed gives us 2 elder signs. But if you fail, gives us 1 doom. She's immune to this, thankfully. But 2 skulls and 2 doom tokens. Or 2 terrors. That's really specific. That's only 4 dice. I think we're gonna have to have that one wait for another cycle and try it tomorrow. I need to find her an objective that she can beat at her current level, which isn't much, of items. That will give her items to use to more effectively surpass that challenge. This requires 5 dice nailing it, so fuck that. This is at least 4 dice nailing it. That's too much of her overall 6. This one's ridiculous. And this is the original problem, so shit. I think I need to do something at the HQ. Yeah, I think she's just too under-equipped. And she has no money either. It's remarkable how little she has, actually. I think the best thing I can do is try to spin. Okay, 3 gold is something. I was really hoping... The bummer with 3 gold is, one, it's not enough for some of the better stuff, but also it's not even... Just the act of buying something takes an additional turn again, which sucks. I was definitely hoping that she would get an item just outright. Even 1 would be helpful. So 3 buys you a red dice. Red dice is good. That's the one that's not locked. So at least she'll have some help. Or she can buy a spell and a clue, but I think that might take 2 turns, because I think your turn might end the moment you click on one of these. Anyway, we're planning on checking the Abyss out with you. So you have 3 clues, and you'll have the red dice, but only the red dice. You have to nail 5. Gotta hope for the best. This is risky. I gotta hope the 3 clues can make up for the fact that I only have a margin of error of... We have 7 dice and we have 5 objectives. They're only clues. Okay. I rolled investigation numbers like crazy, and those are not useful to me. So that's not a good start. Let's see, so I need Skull Terror or Skull Scroll. So I really want a skull in particular. But really it needs to just work. These are useful. I mean useless. Across the board. Even the red die failed me with its high chance of success, so hopefully this significant reroll will help. Okay. That's all, that's everything. Skull Terror, Skull, Scroll. So once again, I have them in all at once. Alright. It's kind of rough. I think I should see, I should probably see Skull, Scroll as being the hardest one, and therefore the one I should take care of first. Just give it to me. They didn't just give it to me. Here's where the risk reward comes in. I could technically throw one of these away and try again, and throw one of these away and try again, and then it'd be down to my last 2 dice and just hope we nailed it. And then if we haven't succeeded still, I could be like, oh god, use the clue, try to fix it. But at that point, you're only re-rolling 1 dice, which is awful. Whereas here, in the earlier stage, I can re-roll 3 dice, which is a way higher chance of nailing it than burning through all my clues and then just having the clues not even succeed because after all that point. So I think we're better off burning my clues in this earlier stage than losing 2 more dice and then being like, oh god, it still hasn't worked. But you never know is the problem. It's always risk reward. It's always, do you want to spend an item or do you want to really fucking chance it and then find out that you made a horrible mistake. So we need a skull and a terror. I have 1 terror. I'm really hoping the red dice will help me out here. Because the skull is still on this thing. The red dice cannot roll a terror, which is a slight problem. But it can roll a wild card, but I already have a terror, so we're fine. So it is a 1 in 3 chance of either rolling a skull or a wild card. Because out of 6 sides, 2 of them are successes. And then these 2 are here. So come on, man, just give me a skull. God, RNG. You gave me a 4 and a 2 and another terror. This is cruel. Come on, man, just give me a skull. Alright, I had to use up my clues, but we have 2 Elder Signs, a spell, a red dice, which is not locked, thankfully, and 2 gold. Dexter Drake. Some of the art's pretty alright in this game, which makes sense because I think it's straight up from the cards of the actual game, but some of the design is less amazing visually. Also, I think I've noticed a cropping problem with her when she slides by, like her hair. I think that little piece of hair she has right there has like a weird blue, like greenish background around it because they didn't crop it correctly, and it's just kind of unfortunate. Not a big deal, it's just I keep noticing it. You have 7 gold, isn't that nice? If we just get 3 more gold, you could just buy an Elder Sign outright, which is probably what'll happen because I think you're doing alright on item. Yeah. I don't need, yeah. You have 3 spells, a red dice, and 4 clues, so you're pretty powerful. I don't really need to, I don't necessarily need to buy an item with you, and you don't need healing, so hopefully we can go find a 3 gold objective that also gives us an Elder Sign, so we get 1 Elder Sign from the objective, and then 1 Elder Sign next turn from you buying it. Wouldn't that be nice? It's not going to ever work out that way. 2 gold. This is the nightmare. You might be okay at taking this one on, because it's just such a big... It requires a big, strong character that has too much shit to throw at it. 1 gold. The yellow glyph lock would be good to get rid of. He's got the sanity to spare and the power to really just keep using clues or whatever to make it go away. But unfortunately there's 2 yellow glyph locks now, so I have to really commit. It also gives you a spell, which is nice because he gets 2 spells. This one gives you a doom, which sucks. The doom part is bad, but the part where it enables us to create another netherworld for the magician to maybe get 2 Elder Signs out of is pretty good. But should I use somebody else on this one? Because it's not super hard, and he's kind of decked out with all those clues to take on a really hard one. I'm wondering if it's a waste to do that one. Whereas here's a proper scary one. Get all of these and all of those, also and lose a sanity. But you get a spell, and you get more clues, and you get all that. Yeah. He might be the one to do on this one because he has 4 clues. Okay. Let's try not to get... This one didn't have a terror effect, right? None of the conspicuously wealthy guests show any concern as I screamed about the doom we were all about to face. That's sad for you, isn't it? Should I bring in the red dice? Or should I just rely on my clues? Maybe the clues are enough to not use a red dice on this one? Yeah. Really? You're just gonna not roll any investigation at all? That's a bummer. Well, we have our scroll. We have 4 scrolls. And we have a skull. Yep. I can use a clue to re-roll, or I can try to just hold on to those with my magic spells. But then I have to lose even more dice in the process. I think a clue is more preferable. A nice healthy re-roll. And we have a skull, a scroll, and a more than 2. Now I just need 1 3, which could be a 1, a 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 2, or a 3. Like, it's a decent chance of just nailing it, so please don't screw me here. Yay! Only used 1 item. And then I hurt myself, because sometimes success hurts. This game is strange in that sometimes success hurts you, and sometimes victory sometimes defeat helps you. It can go both ways a bit. Ah, a healing spell, and a spell that summons another world. Those are both good things to have. We already have another world, though. A portal to another world, or whatever it's called. Midnight. No! +1 doom for every yellow lock. We do have a yellow lock. Damn it. Oh. Well, it's a good thing I just reduced the number of yellow locks, or we would have had 2 Doom. Alright. We have 4 Doom to go and 3 Elder Signs to go, so it's just a little bit in my advantage now. Yep. Yep. Good thing I brought somebody that's good at Otherworld adventures, because otherwise I'm not sure I'd want to be dealing with them with their extra Doom penalty. Now it's your turn. Mr. Giant Inventory. Just a massive ass inventory, but with, oh, and even a clue now. Oh, and he's got 11 gold, so he can buy an Elder Sign. Which I might want to do, just to not have to worry about it going away. No. Green glyph locked? Can you fuck off? That's pretty bad. Green glyph locked, so I lose one of my green dice. I don't know what this means. And highlighting it doesn't tell me what it means. So let's check the rule book. It might explain to us. So Ithaca, abilities, inventory, midnight, adventures. Reduce Doom, Outer Wild, entry effects. I haven't seen entry effects, strangely. I don't know what that I don't know what that icon means. But hey, is it a monster? Because this is a monster, isn't it? It is a monster. So maybe I have to check the monster area for that one, actually. The mouse wheel is aggressive. It skips ahead a lot. Seriously though, like a more competently put together piece of software would definitely let you highlight stuff, and then when you highlight it, it explains what the thing is. Because having to search this whole thing just sucks. Advanced clock. I think it's advanced clock. Okay, what does advanced clock mean? I understand, obviously, the concept of making a clock move forward. What I mean is I don't know if the clock will become midnight again, or if it'll just go more forward one extra amount of time, and that's it. It seems like you defeat him... It seems like you defeat him with a scroll, and then it advances the clock, but also unlocks yellow, except for the fact that another thing is locking yellow. And then, yeah, the other objective is to create skulls, which I am relatively good at doing. I should deal with this instead of buying my Elder Sign, because I should be able to buy my Elder Sign next turn unless something surprising happens, which is possible. But at least I should be able to take care of the fact that this, like... We need these dice back, man. It's a problem for me. Did you hear that? I was so focused on the strange sound that at some point, I had unconsciously closed my eyes. I don't like that idea. It's creepy. I'm down a dice. Yeah, everyone's fucked as long as that's a thing and that's in effect. So I assumed that the monster locked a yellow, but the event locked a green. Because the locking of a green isn't actually shown anywhere here, it's just shown on the title screen. But I believe red is still not locked, right? So that'll help me out a bit. And... Huh? That's a good start. Okay. So now that's out of the way. Yeah, the clock advanced one turn. So now the clock, now whoever used to be the person that had a turn right before midnight is no longer that person. It's now the person before them. Because the whole cycle's off loop now. Now I just need 2 skulls, which isn't the worst thing ever. Ah, I just clicked out of the game. So I could use this to lock it in place, but that seems like a little bit overkill. Because I'm just going to re-roll 5 dice for 2 skulls. And I think I have a clue if I really want to re-roll it then. Yeah. Not really worth using up my spell, I don't think. Alright. I think it's okay to sacrifice 1. So I can hold this skull. So now I just need 3 dice to become a skull. One of which has a... I need 3 dice, each of which has a 1 in 3 chance of success, so you would think I'd have a good chance. Because if this is a skull, I win. If it's a terror, I turn it into a skull and win. And if this one's this one can't be a terror, but it can be a wild card. So all of them have a 1 in 3 chance, as far as I can remember. And you're gonna... oh wait, I was about to say, and you're gonna find a way to fuck me anyway, huh? Oops. Skull, skull. Yay! A plus sanity spell. That's nice to have. For the guy who dies for sanity reasons. I wonder if you can use it during combat. Because if he can, then he can actually survive that one that costs 3 sanity as you go through it. Because you lose 2 over the course of it, and then 1 if you fail. And a way of counteracting that would be using a sanity regenerating spell in the middle of the fight.